Hello everybody, welcome back to today's video. This is something new on the channel, and this is, I guess, a new series that I will do or maybe not do depending on what you guys think of it, but it's called Hakuouki Relationship Red Flags. And this is basically getting all the members of the Shinsengumi that would be in a relationship with Chizuru and point out what would be some of the red flags in their relationship. Who out of the members would have the most harmonious relationship with Chizuru, and who out of the members wouldn't? So I'm going to speak first about, I think, the person that's probably going to just enter into, I think, most people's minds. I don't want to make generalizations, but a lot of people's minds in terms of who would probably send out the most red flags in a relationship. And I think that would be Sannan. I know that there's a huge fan base for Sannan. People love him, people care about him. I love him as a character, but in the anime, and also in the visual novel, which I've played quite a bit of so far, he does send quite a few creepy signals, and he is a little bit strange and a little bit odd, and he's not necessarily socially calibrated like a Haruda. Well, Haruda in some ways isn't socially calibrated because he says some weird things to Chizuru as well, but he's not as socially calibrated as like a Hesuke or a Hijikata. He can have a temper, right? Or a Hajime, or I don't know, a Shinpachi, right? So I think what makes Sannan an interesting dissection to speak about in regards to this video about him kind of sending out relationship red flags would be that he does exhibit some kind of, I don't want to say, not sociopathic, not narcissistic, but just a little bit odd behaviors. Especially when he's around some people. When I was playing the visual novel recently, I noticed some things that he was saying directly to people, which just wouldn't make sense to say, right? You wouldn't go up to someone in a social event and blurt out something that's just not correct, right? Some people read the room and some people don't. And in that case, Sannan didn't read the room. And also, he was just, at one point when he was revealing the water of life to Chizuru, he was being quite strange in front of her during that time. He wasn't being respectful of her, and also not, you know, not not respecting her personal space, which a lot of the other members tend to do. And also, even in the visual novel, when him and Soji, rather when Chizuru was seeing where Sannan was going and figuring out about the water of life and how her father Kodo was affiliated with the creation of the water of life, and he was kind of using members as guinea pigs, basically. He was being really kind of intrusive and in Chizuru's personal space, which is just not, I think, a correct / appropriate thing to do. And then Soji comes in and saves the day. But had that not happened, it would have been a very scary, uncertain, difficult time for her. So I think Sannan in many ways really exhibits a lot of red flags. I just don't think him and Chizuru, if they were in a relationship together, it would be harmonious and it would be filled with a lot of love and joy. It would, in many ways, kind of be like a pretty toxic relationship where she's really the one who's exhibiting a lot of green flags, whereas he's exhibiting a lot of red flags. And I don't obviously know how most of it would unfold, but I can almost predict in my mind that it would not be a very pleasant time for Chizuru. I think she'd probably, a couple years down the line, if their relationship were to last that long, she would just have massive regret, and it would be filled with a lot of pain and suffering for her, and I really do feel for her. And I think Sannan in many ways could kind of exploit her natural tenderness and her self-sacrificing temperament, which she just does so much of, and she's so kind and polite, and I think that could be a very, very realistic thing happening for her in Sannan. And so I think, at least in regards to this dissection of relationship red flags, Sannan for sure would exhibit more red flags than green flags, and it would not be a pleasant time for Chizuru. But I may be wrong, I don't know entirely kind of what happens in the visual novels, and some people might have a better perspective. But feel free to leave your comments down below. Rather, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section on what you think would be what a relationship with Sannan and Chizuru would be like, and if there would be relationship red flags in it. I'd like to know. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and see you guys in the next video.